Next up, we're going to hear from Karen Sprowal. She's a public school parent whose son was in a charter school and was driven out and went back to the public schools and has been a tireless fighter against the injustice of the charter schools and for education justice. So, Karen, thank you.
My name is Karen Sprowal, and I was a Harlem Success Academy parent until after only 12 days of a kindergarten, my 5-year-old was told that he was too playful, unfocused, and probably had a learning disability. And we needed to find another school for him. Needless to say, I was stunned and shocked that a school that was getting public funds could so blatantly say that your child is defective and you need to go. I fought back hard and kept meticulous records that resulted in a New York Times story. But ultimately, it was causing my son psychological damage, and the school made it very clear that he was not wanted there. Subsequently, we left and went to public school and later discovered that he had ADHD, but also he had a superior intelligence range. He had superior range intelligence. His learning style differences were valued, and union teachers worked passionately and creatively with my son, and he thrived for the next couple of years. This personal story affected me so profoundly that it led me to public education advocacy, and this is where I met Brian Jones. He was one of the very few teachers who was literally out there in the trenches with students and parents, speaking about the social injustices of the privatizing of public education. For years, I observed Brian go head on with politicians, scholars, millionaires, billionaires who supported education reform policies that are literally sucking the life's blood out of our educational system. Not based on what's best for our children, but ultimately what would enrich themselves and their cronies. I've seen Brian Jones educate us and put the powers that be on notice that our public education system was not for sale. About 2 years ago, myself and a group of educational parent advocates became aware of a deal with billionaire Bill Gates Foundation and the New York State Education Department had signed on to with 8 other states that allowed them to collect, store, and sell our children's personal data to third-party vendors. Our New York State 1.5 million students' personal family school records without any notification or consent from parents. With virtually no money, no big name backers, no legal firms, we parents organized and pushed back against this deal. Our organizing efforts were able to successfully stop this deal, not only in New York State, but in all the other 8 states as well. It was reported that the Gates Foundation had already invested $100 million in this deal, and with sheer we the people power, we sent Bill Gates in bloom packing. We literally shut them down. So I'm here today to say to you, if you want new leadership and real choice and not just a vote for the lesser of two evils that are bought and paid for by our elected officials, then you need to jump on the Hawkins-Brian Jones train. If you want real representation voted into office with clean money, by the people and for the people, then you need to jump on the Hawkins and Brian Jones train. If you want to see a governor like Howie Hawkins, and Lieutenant Governor Brian Jones fight passionately to put people back to work, increase employment wages, stop corporate welfare, and end these racially biased stop and frisk practices that disproportionately place our young brown and black males behind bars who then can't vote or get a job. If you want to see an end to this parallel, separate, and very unequal apartheid educational system, then you need to jump on the Howie Hawkins and Brian Jones train. I'm sure we will welcome your donations, volunteer time, and most importantly, your vote to get them on the ticket, on the ballot. That's the most important thing. Jump on the Hawkins and Brian Jones train. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. If you weren't on the Hawkins-Jones train before, I think you are now.